Aquarius, two interesting cards came out for you. I chose a couple of oracle cards. One is Mindful, Groupthink, which is very interesting because Aquarians are necessarily about the group, about society, about the whole, about groups of people. And then you also got Feast of Plenty. Interesting. Choices and their consequences. Right. This is about what your mind is full of. So just ask yourself, take a quiet moment if you can, and just ask yourself, what 3 thoughts am I having every day, kind of on a cycle? Because as humans, we wander around and we're kind of only really, unless you're very evolved, we only have like a certain number of thoughts. We tend to recycle them every day. Do you find yourself doing that? Are you finding yourself just thinking, well, you know, what about this and what about that? And having these little words with yourself, your internal narrator, just saying, well, what have you thought about this? Or being worried about a certain thing, but not taking the leap or doing this or that to make it different. But you're just thinking about it, ruminating, mulling it over. This is about being very conscious about what's in your head. Because you're at a point right now, Aquarius, where you can manifest. You know, it's very fertile ground for you. So if you've got vision boards and if you've got tools to do that and journals and however, people have different ways of doing it, you know. Journaling works pretty well, but it can be really irritating if you don't do it all the time, because then you think, oh my God, I should have journaled last night. I didn't journal. The world will fall in and nothing will ever work for me again. You know what I mean? It's that kind of doom thought, and you don't want that to come into it. So do whatever you feel relaxed and easy about in terms of manifestation. But there's also something here about what you fill your head with and what you feed your mind with. So this includes who you spend your time with. It includes whether you do things like watch the news, or, you know, whether you find things that give you joy. What's coming in through your eyes, your ears, your nose, even your mouth? What food are you eating? All of these things are affecting your ability to manifest and the direction you're taking, and also the choices that you're going to find yourself making. And this card, Choices and the Consequences, the Feast of Plenty, is like you're going to find yourself, Aquarius, in the next few weeks as having things almost thrown at you. And it's like, whoa, okay, I do fancy the look of that. Could be a person, a relationship, could be a job, could be, you know, do you want to come and learn to ski? Whatever. You know, you think, oh, I do fancy some of that. Because Aquarians are naturally curious folk, aren't you? I've got a lot of Aquarian friends, got my Venus in Aquarius, and Aquarians will try things. You know, you're up for stuff. You are the inventors, usually, of the zodiac. So you're like, yeah, give that a whirl, give this a whirl, do this, do that, all of that stuff. Yeah, why not? It feels like these things that will sort of cross your path, whether it be relationships, whether it's, you know, job opportunities or just doing something weird. And you may want to mull it over for ages, you know, and stick it up in your head and be thinking about this and thinking about that. There's something here about literally just going with what feels right at the time, and that no choice is almost a choice, but also once you decide yes or no to try something, or to try someone, or to try a method of something, or to learn a skill, or whatever it is, a whole new world opens up around that. And things that wouldn't have happened, and doors that wouldn't have opened, and doors that wouldn't have closed, happens, okay? So what this is saying is, 1, be mindful about what you allow into your consciousness at the moment. Okay, because you are ripe for turning that into your external events. Okay, you know, when you can manifest really well, it shows up pretty quick. So might as well make it good. So be conscious of what you allow in and gatekeep what you don't need to have in there. Anything that kind of eats away at your confidence. And that includes people around you. So if you've got that friend that, you know, friend in inverted commas, where you just either feel really depleted when you're around them and really drained and you don't really know why, and you can't put your finger on it, doesn't really matter why, but you feel drained and it's about the feeling. Or if it's just someone, I don't know, it could even be someone in a relationship, you know, or someone you really fancy, and you know the chemistry's good and it's giving me an itchy nose, so there's something going on here, and the flirty banter's amazing. That person who you sort of know you shouldn't. You know, Aquarians are adventurous. People fancy Aquarians as well. I've told you this many times, but when I did private readings, they were all about Aquarians. Not from Aquarians, there was a few, but it was all about all the other star signs saying, well, I met this Aquarian. I'd be like, I know you have. I could have told you that. I know you've met an Aquarian. Yep. And then it would be the same things coming up in readings about you lot. You lot. So people do, yeah, you do get approached by people. People find you fascinating. They find you intriguing, you know, so you're going to have these opportunities. And it's about whether they are mindful for you, and it's about the choices and their consequences. And Aquarians are pretty good. I'm going to do some tarot now. Aquarians are pretty good at looking after themselves. You know, I've got a lot of close Aquarian friends. The most interesting coffees I ever have are with Aquarians and Geminis usually. And, you know, just hearing like what my friends have got up to, my Aquarian friends. I've got an older Aquarian friend. I think she's nearly 70. She might be 70, but by God, you wouldn't know. You just wouldn't know. She's always doing stuff. And I'm like, God, it's putting me to shame. Okay. We're going to look in this reading at your love life. We're going to look at your work opportunities. We're going to look at your life opportunities and any channeled messages that come in, okay? If the love reading part of it really resonates with you, there'll be an extended love reading, as there is every month for every sign. So if you want that at the end, it's the first link in the description box. Okay. What do we need to know for these lovely Aquarians? This deck feels really gorgeous. Let's proceed. Okay. That's nice. Okay. 2 pages to start off with. We've got the Page of Swords, which when you are an air sign, the Page of Swords is always a real good starter. It's like there's something that's on your mind, but it's still in the infancy. It's not happening yet. It's not out there yet. You've not developed your thinking yet. This could be that you've just got a little thought of something you might want to do, something that interests you, something that interests your intellectual side, okay, which is usually well developed in Aquarians. This could be that you're thinking about starting something to do with communicating. It could be that you want to do a vlog or a blog or a social media channel, or you want to amp up something that you've already got. It can be writing, thinking, talking, speaking, teaching. And also that you have a little idea about something in your life, which I'm going to take a few more cards on. Page of Pentacles goes very nicely with this. It's also telling you that rushing this probably isn't going to be good. You know, we're kind of at a time of year now where things it doesn't pay to really rush things anyway, does it? So don't push it if it doesn't seem like the timeline is happening quickly enough. Better to kind of get all your ducks in a row than to steam ahead with something half finished. But I like this. You've got Page of Earth, you've got Page of Air there. So that's earth and air, that's ideas, but also grounded and gradual. Okay. Tell me something here about what might be going on for Aquarius in terms of life purpose and career. Ooh. Hey up. Okay, no, I actually get this. Isn't it beautiful though? That is such a gorgeous card. 7 of Swords. This deck, by the way, is the Enchanted Veil Tarot, because loads and loads of people are asking about this deck. 7 of Swords. Oof, if I buy a tarot deck, I always look at the 7 of Swords, because they're always the best card. Maybe because people are doing like naughty things on the 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords for you, for your work life, for your career, for your life purpose. Somebody is selling you a bit short here, okay? This could be that you're doing a job or a career where if it's your own business, you're not charging enough, you don't feel able to charge enough that you're worth, but also if you're in a job, they're not paying you enough. And I know everybody says you're not paying me enough, but they're not paying you enough. Now, in the 7 of Swords, someone's getting away with something. It's on the low down, it's on the down low, sorry. It's under the surface of things. It's something, let's say you work for a fairly large company and you find that some parts of the company are getting advantages that you're not getting but you didn't know. Or that people are being copied into emails that you're not being copied into. It's that kind of thing. But it comes up with the 6 of Pentacles. And the 6 of Pentacles is a card about giving and receiving. It's also a money card. And it's about generosity of spirit. And I'm going to hazard a guess here that when you have the 7 of Swords with the 6 of Pentacles, that someone is trying to get away with not paying you enough, not being generous enough, not recognizing your worth in a way that they should. Okay, they're just not, it's a very old-fashioned concept, but they're not being fair and they're not being kind. And I know that employers and in business and everything, you know, you don't have to be fair or kind, but I think you're worth a lot to them. More than what they're admitting and more than what they're paying. Now, sometimes you can have a discussion about this and sometimes you can't. Okay, so you will know, because Aquarians are pretty good at this, at reading the room. I'm just going to turn my heater up because I'm a bit cold. And you will know whether a fruitful discussion can be had. If you do end up having a discussion about this, I would say very much get your house in order first. So if you've done an X amount of work and you think you need to be paid more, get some proof, get some data, okay? Because 7 of Swords in the mix here, the game may not be fair. The rules might not be fair. You do get the Wheel of Fortune coming in, which is saying, you know, he who dares wins, Rodney. You know, fortune favours the brave, all of that. I'm going to show you these cards with the other camera and my wonky table. Lovely. Yeah, you can kind of see here, it almost looks like a little storyboard. We've got, and you can see from the story, you've got the 7 of Swords, where someone is rushing into the 6 of Pentacles. You know, someone is rushing in here and almost, let's say this person gives this person money, running off with the bag. You know, someone is shoplifting something. They're taking something they're not really entitled to. And that really, I think, is your labour, your talent or your time. Wheel of Fortune is saying you're going to come to a point where you're going to wonder whether you need to spin that wheel. Okay, and I can't obviously make that decision for you, but you are Aquarians and you're not afraid to get your roller skates on if you need to, you know, get out of Dodge. That's what I'm getting. Very interesting take on things, that is. Okay. I'm going to look at your love life a bit. Let's have a look. That one wants to come out. Ooh, lovely. So we get the Fool for your love life. Some of you may be on the brink of something here. You're just like, yep, that's me, the Fool. Here I go again. Okay. The Fool energy is nice because nothing has kind of happened with this. This can be, and consider as well that we have Mercury retrograde knocking around this month. So this can be that you get a second chance with something. It can be beginner's luck, that you go back to being the Fool. And it can also be a brand new cycle opening up for you in your love life, okay? It's the 0 card of the tarot, which we love because nothing's tainted it. You know, it's the ability, oh my God, look at that, the Fool with the Ace of Cups. That is a pretty nice combo, I have to say. We're not kicking that out of bed for eating crisps, are we? Not at all. Okay, when we get the Fool with the Ace of Cups is about brand new energy, brand new love. It's a offering, it's self-love, it's the fountain of love. These two together these are gorgeous, to be honest. It feels like being able to open up to love. So some of you may have been stuck at something, or trapped in a relationship you didn't like, or stuck in a situation where things weren't moving in a certain way. This is elegant and natural, and it's initiated. Now, it's initiated by someone else, but it's also initiated by you, because the Ace of Cups is self-love, and in the act of self-love, the fountain kind of spills out onto other people. I love this for you. Aquarius, we all want to be you this month. I spoke too soon. Okay, 8 of Cups. Ooh, this is high drama. You've got drama here. This is very, very interesting. The 8 of Cups, right. 8 of Cups is a card about someone distancing themselves from a relationship, or from whatever it is that they can't bear to kind of be around anymore. So when you get the 8 of Cups, it's Saturn in Pisces. Saturn is the grandfather of the tarot, and it's like the rule master, the sort of, you know, make sure you put sensible shoes on, and boundaries, and don't live beyond your means, and it's time that you were accountable, and no, you're not going to do that even though you're tempted. And then Pisces is the sign of, yeah, I want to do it all, it's the summer of love, yes, like this. Okay, I'm a Pisces, so I feel I can say this. This is where Saturn gets hold of that side of you that is really willing to kind of put up with anything with somebody, and says, look, get on your bike, this isn't good enough for you. Okay, you have made some decisions here to distance yourself, and it could just be from an aspect of someone's behavior, or it could be from the entire person, you know, in the whole relationship. But you are distancing yourself with the 8 of Cups. You are not willing to put yourself in the way of any kind of, well, it becomes too painful to stay the same. So you move. People ought to know that about Aquarius, okay? Aquarians love love, like everybody else. But if somebody like does a number on you as an Aquarian, you can go to this sort of super frosty place, and you may seem perfectly all right on the surface, but you've closed the door somewhere. And you know that about yourself, Aquarius, okay? We got the 4 of Wands coming after the 8 of Cups. So for some of you, if you're in a relationship where somebody just needed like a bolt from the blue or a shock to make them literally restart themselves and get a load of what's going on, and actually realise that something is up, this is something that's going to work really well for you. The Four of Wands in a love reading is it's an auspicious card. And also for some of you, you may be creating some distance to find out whether something is up to snuff, whether it's up to your grade, whether it's worthwhile or not. A bit like panning for gold. Is it going to slip through the net? Because if they're going to slip through the net, then see you later. Let them slip through the net. If they are a nugget of gold, well, all right then. They'll be there when I pan, you know. It's like sorting the wheat from the chaff and the fool from the wise one, really. You're making sure that something is real. And this could be in the early stages of dating when you first meet someone, or it could be the next person you meet. But it could also be an established connection. Either way, it's like a litmus test. You're putting something to the test. And this is not the same as, you know, chucking around an ultimatum to try and flush somebody out and make them do what you want. It's not that at all. This is a genuine, I suppose, power move, because you really do mean it. You're like, I'm only here for what's real and meaningful. So anything that isn't real and meaningful really does, you know, need to hit the road. It's actually a very good way to be. For some of you, it's like, this is not my first rodeo. You should have got to me sooner, you know. You're not willing to put up with any nonsense. And that's good, because that keeps the nonsense at bay. And also it lets the right one in. Okay? Four of Wands, 1111. It's a gorgeous card. Love this. What do we need to know for lovely Aquarius love life? Oh, of course we'll have that. I love this card, actually. It's such a gorgeous version of it. We get the Sun. Love, love, love. This is a little bit of a Brucey bonus card because it just brings fantastic energy. But what it also brings for you is clarity. You're going to get clarity by distancing yourself from a situation. You're going to get the best clarity you've ever had. They're going to get clear. You're going to get clarity. Okay? Oh, I love that. And this card I always associate with Aquarius. It's the Magician. Oh, look at those two. See? Look at those two. Okay, so this is the kind of clarity you couldn't really get by asking somebody. Instead, you vote with your feet and you put distance between anything that doesn't meet your needs. And then you see what gets flushed out. When you're the Magician, it's about the Fool gaining agency, gaining power, gaining the ability to be able to manifest. I mean, you're manifesting because you've got some manifesting abilities going on, but you're also manifesting because you're saying no to what you don't want, and you're not letting the wrong people in. You don't give the wrong people rental space in your head or heart anymore. And then you get the King of Pentacles. This is nice. I love the King of Pentacles. This is also for some of you that there is someone who is quiet and contemplative and honourable and loyal. Those are nice qualities to have, okay? You are refining what it is that you require of somebody, both in terms of what they're going to pay you for your worth in your job, your career, in your life, but also in your love life, about who gets access to your heart, who you will invest in. No matter how much you might have invested up to this point, you're coming to a point, whatever your relationship status, where it has to make the grade. And that is long overdue, Aquarius, and I for one are very happy for you. I'll just kick something over with my enthusiasm there. Okay, lovely Aquarius. I'm going to go do the extended reading. I'm going to look, it's an extended love reading, so I'm going to look at these cards about the Eight of Cups, the Ace of Cups. I'm going to look into how do they feel about you, so taking cards for your person, channeled messages from your person. Woof, we're gonna mix it up. So if you want that, it's the first link in the description box. Do leave me a comment about this reading if it resonated. I always read all my comments and I reply to as many as I can as well. And I will see you on the other side, Aquarius. Namaste.